Here we go. Fiora, Wukong, Annie, Karthus, Tresh against Velgar, Nocturne, Lux, Kaisa, Tom. Fiora as a top, a 7. Wukong, I'm not gonna rate. Annie as a mid for a casual game, a 5. Karthus as a shooter for a casual game, a 5. Tresh as a support for a casual game, a 5. Tresh is one of the best champions in the entire game. He's also one of the most difficult characters to play and champions to play. Um, I really, when I see this, like, I used to always go into this anecdotally. Um, the big difference in launch between and branding between League and Dota, right? Is that and I'm not on Dota, I'm not with Dota. In fact, I don't even know the individuals that I'm right now referring to in Dota. I can't even name them because I'm not into Dota. But what I do know is that League has branded their entire thing on Fortune, right? And on Jinx, Caitlyn. Those are some by far, Kesa. When people talk about League very casually, those are some of the most famous characters in the game. Ari, especially Ari, right? Those are some of the most famous characters in the game. This is what we know League for, right? It's what really got out. When you think about the equivalent of what that is for Dota, it's turnaround samurai guy, right? The very beefy sword fighter monkey from Dota that I don't know because I don't play Dota, but that's the main guy that they brand their whole thing on, right? And so low ceiling character is this samurai monkey guy. Very easy to play, requires very little skill, very helpful regardless of how good you are, right? That is what they brand themselves on with Dota, and every young starter gets, every young player gets started with this samurai monkey, and no matter what you do, you really kind of do well because he's very tanky, he's very simple. I believe he only has like one active skill in Dota, and then compare that to, for example, Jinx. The entire mobile division of like League is branded purely on Jinx. Right? They put Jinx now in this arcane movie and everything. Everything Jinx. Do you know how difficult it is to play Jinx properly? I've seen it done twice in my life. To just about any other team, that is something of 2 out of 1,000. Okay? To just about every other team I've ever seen, Jinx has been a detriment. And this is what we do with all of those things in League. It's a League disease, right? All these things that are basically unplayable for casuals, they're super popular. And I don't know how we got to the point where Tresh is stacked up against Storm and people legitimately go like, oh yeah, that's an interesting matchup. That dude, under normal circumstances, has no chance. Has no chance. Tom is so much easier to play than Tresh that a casual cannot possibly get. Anyway, the enemy top, Velgar, a 3 out of 10. Nocturne as a jungler in a casual game, a 9 out of 10. Lux as a mid in a casual game, a 9 out of 10. Kesa as a shooter in a casual game. Kesa is very difficult to play. Kesa is very similar to Jinx, right? A 5, I would give that. A 5 or a 6. That's very difficult to pull off for a casual player. Very difficult to pull off. Tom as a support, a 10 for a casual game. You cannot get a better support than Tom. Tom is the best support for casual games. You can't go wrong with him. He's indestructible. That's precisely what you need for a casual game. And on for the first play of the game, we go to the most important person on this channel, which is myself. You see me looking over here at what is going on in the mid lane. I know that Annie has a terrible record in casual games. I know that Lux has an amazing record. I know that she's gonna need massive help. Sneak up, take advantage of that, get the kill. Let's get it. And coming in here with our second play of the game is our main man Antonio, who made an absolutely excellent choice going with Tahm Kench in a casual game. And Tahm Kench may be one of the champions where it is most beneficial to buy a store skin, so you don't have to look at that little hat, that coat that he has on. And we're gonna see this man make a couple of mistakes, but he's Tahm Kench, so it just doesn't matter. The bottom is given up, but it doesn't matter because you're Tahm Kench. You just walked him down. You just walked him down. Because you're more of a man than they are. You're Tahm Kench. You just walked him down. Go in for the double kill. 13 minutes in and this man gets a double kill on a support. Beautiful. And here for our third play of the game we have Mr. Crumpet, who at 19 minutes in and 20 seconds is attempting to get the Reaver here. And he's chipping away, grinding away. Steam is dying in the mid lane. And he's standing around here chipping away and he's grinding away and he's working that Reaver and working the Reaver and he's working the Reaver. And boom. And that is how you can waste your time and that of your teammates, doing absolutely nothing. And that's the third play of the game. It's a giant waste of time. Here for the fourth play of the game, we have our homie Debauchery playing Velgar as a tank. And I'm gonna try and come down to take at 40 minutes and 51 seconds this much needed Elder Dragon here. I've been having to do a lot of overpowering at this stuff. They stick together, kite me, ambush me, they get me. That's beautiful. You deflect that dragon, delaying the inevitable in this case. And that's the fourth play. Work together as a team. And here, for the fifth play of the game, we're gonna show off some of that Elder Dragon swagger. You get a beautiful little example here of why you shouldn't just value the Baron. I'm gonna put on a little bit of a show here for the fifth play of the game. Run up to the enemy camp. And that is that dragon kicking in. And a little bit of artistry there. That's the fifth play of the game, and that is a KO. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, I want to say two things. Look at the kills of the enemy Kesa and look at the kills of the enemy Tom. Look at the items of the enemy Kesa. Now look at the items of the enemy Tom. This is the educational part here. You can do this too. You know, if your games aren't that good. I'll give you a little hint here. When it comes to low tier games, the secret is health and armor. People go down in 2 hits. You can't coordinate your character that well that you're gonna be able to avoid 2 hits. Many people think that it's impossible to play or use their abilities if they don't have heavy weaponry. Okay? This is not something that I've never seen before. I've been this support many times myself. Who outdid the tank in who outdid not the tank, who outdid the shooter in killing. You can still do damage even when you're tough. The second thing I want to point out here is one of my pet peeves. We got Mr. Crumpet here going 3 and 10 on one of the best casual characters, one of the best casual champions in the game, Nocturne. Nocturne is an extremely good pick. It's an extremely responsible, good pick. Okay, if you watched one of the previous episodes, first thing that he goes to is plated steel caps. You know what I said about plated steel caps. But then also my main pet peeve, people know, Eclipse. Let's read what it says beneath Eclipse, because much like Ava Adams and Rachel Starr, like people like a lot based on what stuff looks like. Like they like a lot of what something looks like. They don't actually like know what it does. They just think that it looks cool. Um, Ever Rising Moon, Eclipse, one of the most popular low tier weapons or casual game weapons. Hitting a champion with 2 separate attacks or abilities within 2 seconds grants you a shield for 2 seconds. Isn't that some poop? Now, let me ask you, how many times do you think our dear Mr. Crumpet was able to make use of this ability? How many times do you think he got the shield? Don't buy pretty items, people. Buy good items. Not pretty items. Okay? Eclipse is a niche weapon. It is for very specific situations for very good players. You should most likely not be using Eclipse. Oh, they got Tom. That's a pain. Oh, yay. So what do we do now? kidding me, dude? There's so little. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. 11. Nah, of course. Always with the cock block on everything. What an idiot. Let's go after Tom, because the other one's gonna get away anyway. Alright. Huh? I don't know. Yeah, Tom in games with this skill level, Tom compared to Trash is it's humoristic. Like, how did we ever get to this point? How did we ever get to a point where like they rationally sold people that they were really as good that they were really as good with Trash as with Tom? How did we ever convince people of that? Thank you for giving that to the little bot. That's amazing. How many times in a row can you get caught by that thing? Yeah, of course, yeah. Like the ridiculousness of like the area of impact of that Velgar thing. Like I mean, like literally standing next to it, and I'm still hit. Like no, it's just like you can't fight this way, right? We only have four members, and that's fine by itself. But the problem is like it's the selection. And why all this hyper weird stuff with Trash? What fucking rookie can play Trash? 14. And again stunned by running into it. Why not? 3, that's 2. Oh my god, why? Why am I targeted? En je hebt de kleine stun. Je hebt de kleine stun en dat is 3 op 1. En... You're gonna lure them to me. Are you something out of a fairy tale? 3, 2, 1.